welcome back to my channel. I'm here with a makeup video, you guys. I've been doing too much of the fragrance content, so I wanted to do some makeup reviews, and I have the perfect thing to review today right here. This is Natasha Denona's latest eyeshadow palette release. This is Natasha Denona Retro palette, you guys. This is inspired by the mini retro. I will talk about that at the end of the video. Stay tuned until the very end because I will do comparisons to the mini retro and to the Glam palette and to the Love palette and so on and so forth. I will do some swatches and everything, so make sure to watch until the end. If you want to see how I got this beautiful glam look with this palette and my thoughts on it, just keep watching. So you guys, this is one of Natasha's medium-sized palettes, $65, which I really love because I think it's a great price point because Natasha Denona shadows tend to be quite expensive. So it's really nice when she comes out with this size right here, which I really like. These two are the same size, Love palette, the Glam palette, Tropics palette. There are several of them, Sunrise palette. So yeah, love this size. I love the fact that she's bringing out more of this size. It of course has the holes in the back to pop the shadows out and everything. And this is the color story. Obviously I just used it to create this eye look, so they have been used. So this has got a nice, mainly cool toned rose mauve kind of color story here, which I'm loving, by the way, because I don't have as many cool tone eyeshadow palettes from anybody, and even from Natasha. The only cool tone I have from Natasha Denona is this one right here, the Glam palette. This has 4 formulas. It has her beautiful, very creamy, satin-like matte shadow formula. It has the cream to powder formula that is my favorite, this one right here, Rebellion, which is like leather. You know, the finish looks like leather, like wet leather. Love that formula. When she puts that formula in her palettes, I love it. I just can't get enough of it. I'm actually wearing it on the corner of my eye here. You will see when I start the tutorial. And then she also has the metallic shades, and she has right here in the middle the psychedelic shade. That one is a topper, a beautiful crystal kind of like topper. So 4 different formulas in this palette. So let's get started with this gorgeous eye look. You know what, you guys, I just realized I went through all my brushes and I have nothing washed. So they're kind of dirty, but you know what? Nothing to fear. I've got my makeup eraser cloth, which is so handy. Like, look at that. It just wiped it right off, so I don't have to worry. These things are a lifesaver, and these are really handy with wiping swatches as well. You don't have to wet them or anything, but if you do wet them, you can actually take your makeup off with it. It's not amazing. You don't even need a cleanser balm. You can use it if you want. But anyway, I'll link it down in the description box if you want to check it out. Now, let's start this look. You know what, I just realized I haven't even taken the sticker off this, you guys. Isn't that satisfying? Oh, yes, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with Go-Go, this gorgeous transition shade right there. It's a nice silky matte color, and I'm gonna put that right above my crease, not on the crease, but above the crease, which helps open up your eyes and make your eyelids look bigger. I tell that every time I do a tutorial, you guys. It's very important. I used to start way lower when I was younger, you know, like over here on the crease. Then it kind of like make your eyes look smaller. Over the years, I learned that you need to start a lot higher than that, right above the crease actually, with the transition shade. So like a light wash of color, not much with the transition shade. That's all I'm going to do, just a light wash of color. Guess what, you guys? My neighbor decided to mow his lawn as soon as I sat down. He does this every time, you guys. It's kind of funny. This whole morning, he didn't do it. Just the moment I sat down to film, he pulled out his lawnmower. It's like he knows it, you know? But anyways, I'm going to go in with my kohl pencil now, right here. It's actually not Natasha Denona. I need to buy her like new kohl pencil, but I'm gonna use my Pat McGrath one. So I'm going to go ahead and line my lash line here with this black kohl pencil, kind of very tightly, not very thick, but very sort of tight. And you want to make it a little more thick towards the end here and less thick towards the inner part. So kind of like that. Not really a wing liner, but like just a little line. So I'm kind of going to stop there a little bit, and I'm not going to connect it, but then I'm going to come to the inner corner and sort of do a little there and not quite connect it, you know what I'm saying? And then down here I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line my lower lash line with the kohl pencil as well, just on the outer 2/3. Oh, I got something smudged there, and this is another great use for this makeup eraser cloth, you guys. It erases stuff without messing up your makeup. This thing, I love this thing, man. Really, it saves my makeup every time. I'm just gonna make it thicker on the corner here and do it like that, and that's all I'm going to do. And I'm gonna do this on the other side as well. This doesn't need to be like perfectly neat, you guys, you know, because you're gonna smudge it with another color, so it doesn't have to be like perfectly like straight and neat. It's just like a start. And now I'm going to take my smudging brush right here, which needs to also be wiped because I used another color with my makeup eraser cloth. Voila, done. Now I'm going to go into the shade Rebellion. Oh, Rebellion is, you guys, is a cream to powder formula, which I adore. Natasha Denona's cream to powder formula. So now I'm going to take that and I'm going to smudge the black liner here with it. Just kind of smudge over the black line, which is perfect. This cream to powder formula for this purpose right here. And now you bring that plum shade sort of up in a V shape also as you smudge, and then you bring it down to the lower lash line and you smudge the lower lash line with it as well, just on the outer 2/3. Hope you guys can see this very well. So just the outer 2/3 there. You're not going to bring it any closer than that. So here we go with the top lid again in a V shape, kind of diagonally. You stop this part up there like that, and then here you kind of go diagonally like this and keep smudging like that. You see that? So that's all I'm gonna do with that shade, and I'm gonna do the other eye now. So there you go. So now the base work, like the frame, is done. So then I'm gonna take my dense sort of packing brush, and I had used a green color on this the other day, so I'm gonna use my makeup eraser to get that color off. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at this thing. This is amazing. Look at that. I just wiped off the green. Look, it's totally back to normal color. This is why I love this thing so much. You guys, I can't tell you enough. So now I'm going to take that brush and go into the Go-Go again, that sort of, you know, transition shade. And now I'm going to blend this out even further. And same on the other side. Blend it into the eyelid and a little bit around. Okay, there you go, you guys. See how nicely gradient that looks now? Now I'm going to take my smudging brush. I'm gonna wipe it again. Then I'm gonna take Patty. Am I pointing to the right one? Right there. It's kind of like a soft creamy matte. So then I'm gonna blend the inner part of the lower lash line with Patty. And then I'm going to go underneath the previous shade with Patty as well and blend, blend, blend underneath and bring it to the inner corner. So okay, that's that. And now I'm going to go in with the glam part of this eye look, which is this one, psychedelic, right in the middle, the gorgeous shimmer shade, kind of like crystal shade. I'm going to take it on my ring finger here on the right hand, and I'm going to put it all over the eyelid. Yes, even over that black liner, that's fine. I will show you how to blend it here in a second after putting the shimmer shade on. So you just kind of pat it on. I didn't use any kind of like, you know, Fix Plus or spray to make this shine more. I just used my fingertip and it's got great shine actually. I'm going to go a little above the crease with it so it opens up the eyes. Oh, you guys, that shade is stunning. Look at that, it's stunning. Ooh, really stunning. So now I'm going to go back in with a sort of pinched blending brush like this, which needs to be cleaned also. I need to wash my makeup brushes. You guys, I went through all my brushes and their duplicates, you know, without washing them. So now I'm having to use my trusty makeup eraser to get them clean. Look at that. I'm going to take that Go-Go again, and I'm going to blend on top a little bit because I used that kind of with the light hand, like that shimmer shade. So I'm going to just do the blend the edges one more time. Really nice, you guys. I love how elongated the eyes look with this sort of elongated eye look, which is really gorgeous. I love doing this kind of elongated eye looks. My eyes are like a little bit more round, so I like to elongate them. Now I'm going to take Rebellion again, the cream to powder formula, dark plum shade, and I'm going to go back over the eyeliner lash line because I use that, I put that shimmer shade on top, so I want to just kind of redefine my outer edge a little bit more with Rebellion. Sometimes you have to go back and forth just a little bit as you deposit colors to bring them out. There you go, you guys. See, now it looks really good. Wow. Woo. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a flat shader brush. Then I'm going to pick up the shade Mod here, this brow bone color here. Sort of like very pale pink. I'm going to put that in the brow bone. Highlight the brow bone with it. Now I'm going to highlight my inner corners, make them pop with the shade Glitz here in the very corner. I'm going to make the inner corner pop with the Glitz shade. And bring it down sort of to the little bit of first part of that lash line. Just highlight my inner corners and just the first little bit of the lower lash line. There you go, see how it's nicely highlighted now. Okay, you guys, now I'm going to curl my lashes, put mascara on, my lashes on, and I'll be right back. Actually, you guys, you don't even need lashes for this look, but I'll just put it on just to show you guys. Yeah, you don't need lashes. So I'm back with my eyelashes on. That really darkened up the whole look, the eyelashes. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of wearing eyelashes, you guys, because it makes the look a little bit more dramatic when I want it to be more of a everyday look. Like, I wear lashes if I'm going to some kind of function or something, you know, glamorous, or I'm going out. This, by the way, is a look you can wear going out. If you don't wear lashes, you can wear it as an everyday look as well. That's the great thing about this look. I'm waiting for the lashes to dry a little bit, and then while it's drying, I'm going to do the rest of my face makeup. So I have here my Natasha Denona Love Glow palette. It's a cheek palette, face palette. So this is the one with that amazing cream shade that I just adore right there. Do you see the dent I put in it? Yeah, I love it. I usually like to use a makeup sponge putting it on. So I'm going to take a makeup sponge and I'm going to go into that gorgeous cream shade, which I adore. And I'm going to put it on right here. So I'm going to go to the back here, but also I'm going to bring it to the cheeks, the apples of the cheeks a little bit, because you want it to be natural. None of us blush back here, you guys. You don't put blush here only. It makes it look very unnatural. When you blush all over right here on the cheek. So that's what blush is supposed to do, make you look like you're blushing, right? So I've seen people just put it by the ear. Like, who blushes like that? You can take it back to the ears a little bit, but not just the back there. You got to bring it to the apples of the cheeks just slightly, kind of in a Nike kind of check mark way, you know, like swoosh and swoop. See, it really livened up my face. I look like I'm blushing. So I am now going to go over it . So I have my Natasha Denona lip liner here. I will link it down in the description box, you guys. I don't know what the shade is. It's such tiny little letters. I'll link it down in the description box. I actually have some lip balm on my lips, so I'm going to take my makeup eraser and wipe it off before I go in with my lip liner. Then I'm going to go in with the Natasha Denona nude lipstick from I Need a Nude lipstick line. This is a special shade like Ambrosia or something. I forget the name. Like, again, I'll link it down in the description box. It's a very nude shade, so it'll complement the very dramatic eyes. There you go. That's very nude. Yeah, it's a super nude shade. And I think I'm going to top it up with a little bit of lip gloss right on the high shine lip gloss right on the center of my lips. This one is not Natasha Denona. This is from Il Maquillage. So it's a cool toned lip gloss right on the center. I'm only going to put it on the center to give the lips some dimension. Now I'm going to take the Natasha Denona highlighter right here. This one is the I Need a Nude Glow highlighter. And I'm going to use the same brush and kind of just put it right at the very tops of my cheekbones, just at the very tops. Then I'm going to pick it up with my finger. I'm going to put it on my nose bridge right there to highlight the bridge there, and just a little above the tip of the nose, like that. A little bit on the Cupid's bow and chin. Let's do my eyebrows real quick. So you guys, this is the finished look. I love it, you guys. Look at that look. This is something that can go from everyday to glam, you guys. If you don't wear eyelashes and tone down the darker color a little bit, you can make it an everyday look. And this can be a full glam look as well. And right now what I have on is a glam look. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I love this color story, you guys, of this palette. So yeah, let me zoom you out and I'll give you my final thoughts. So you guys, I really like this eyeshadow palette. I really do. I love the color story. I don't have enough cool tone palettes, to be honest. I have like a few of them. I have Natasha Denona's, what was it, the cool tone palette that she came out with. Now I forget the name of it. But yeah, I have that one. And I'm really kind of happy to have a cool toned sort of pink mauve kind of palette like this, which I don't have in my collection. They're all very much cool toned, except maybe this one is a little bit more warm and this one's a little warm, but mainly it's a very cool toned color story. I love this shade right here, this psychedelic. This one is a really high shine. I really love it. Let me swatch that for you on my hand here. So this is psychedelic. I'm gonna just swatch a few. I'm not gonna swatch the whole palette. Here are the swatches, you guys. As you can see, this is a very highly pigmented palette. I didn't find the shades to be patchy at all. They're really good. Right here is Amara. This is psychedelic. And this one is Rebellion. And this one, this really deep plum, is Groove. And up here, the metallic shade is Helio. I just really, really love the quality of this palette, you guys. I mean, Natasha Denona quality is top notch. Every time, always when she comes out with a palette, I buy it. You guys, I pretty much have all of her palettes, maybe with the exception of maybe one, maybe two. Some of the mini 5-pan palettes I don't have, but all the big ones I have, I think, except for the Sunset, I think. I have everything she's ever come out with. So just love the color story, you guys. This one right here, like I said, is Rebellion. It's the cream to powder formula that looks like wet leather. And these are some of the matte shades, creamy, very silky matte shades that she has in this palette. You have some metallics like this one here and the one I swatched up here, this one. They are really nice metallic shades, and this one in the middle, psychedelic, is one of the, I think, one of the crystal, more crystal high shine ones. I think there are 4 finishes in here. There's matte, there's metallic, there's cream to powder, and then there's the topper shade right here, psychedelic. That's like a very high shine topper. So yeah, 4 different formulas in this palette. On the back of the pan, you have holes. You can pop out the pans if you want, and you can do like a Z palette with it. It's got a nice size mirror as always. This is her $65 sort of medium palette, not like her largest 28 pan palettes, or the, you know, like the Sunset palette, which is larger, like Lila palette. They're a little bit larger too. So this one is more of her, you know, same as like the Tropics palette or the Love palette, you know, same size as those. This is $65. I'm really glad she's coming out with the medium size palettes, you guys. This size is actually perfect for me because I have so many eyeshadow palettes and I will never go through all of them. So you guys, the only thing I will mention that's weird is the fact that the large retro palette looks nothing like the mini retro palette. So this is supposed to be inspired by this one. By the way, mine is a little shattered. I dropped it. So look at these two, you guys. I mean, they don't really look anything like each other, do they? I mean, there's like 1 or 2 here, you know, that might kind of resemble. There's not a whole lot of similarities. For example, the most popular shades in the mini, like this one right there, and this one, these like beautiful sort of muted army green kind of shades, kind of like sage kind of shades. They're not even present in the larger palette at all. So I'm really having a hard time seeing the inspiration, you know, from this to that. So like, that's like the weird thing that I had to mention. That's like my only thing that I have to say about this palette. But if you take this palette individually, like without the association to the mini retro, just this palette. It's an amazing palette and it's perfect. It's something I needed in my collection, a cool tone, you know, rose mauve kind of palette, which I don't have in my collection. The color story is different from anything I have. By the way, this is the other cool tone palette I was referring to. This is the Glam palette. I totally forgot the name earlier. So yeah, this is like the only other cool tone palette, like totally cool tone palette I have. This one is almost totally cool tone with the exception of a couple of shades in there. That's it. This is the Love palette right here, and this is the Retro palette. There aren't that many similarities, maybe just like a couple of shades. You know, the matte ones I see like these two, I can't really point and hold at the same time. That one and that one, they look similar. There's two shades that look similar. I believe this one has 3 repeat shades. I gotta say, I love the palette. It's not that similar to the Love palette, which I at first thought it might be when I saw pictures online, but it's really not. By the way, let me show you guys how I'm taking my swatches off with this makeup eraser. Look at that, you guys. You don't have to even wet it, just they came right off. I mean, they're very pigmented eyeshadows. Every time Natasha comes out with something, I know it's going to be bomb, you know. Loving this look that I got. I love that shade Psychedelic, which is amazing. So you guys, that's it. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. That helps me a lot so I can create bigger and better content, and then ring that notification bell so that you will be notified every time I upload. Otherwise, even if you are subscribed, they won't notify you. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I post everything there first before I review things on YouTube. I will see you guys in my next video.